Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming, and today I'm just going to make a very short video about some of my thoughts on current things happening in gaming, because as a content creator in a very small way and someone who plays a lot of video games in a very big way, I obviously pay attention to what's going on in the industry, what's going on with other games. And lots of things have happened, especially recently, where I think I'd like to make a small comment of my own. We're in, for reference point, we're in Watch Dogs Legion, and this is London. I'm in London, so anytime I make a random video just to say something, I'm going to be in Watch Dogs Legion, and I'm going to be in London because I'm in London. So that's where we are, but that's not relevant to the rest of the video. So, because actually Watch Dogs Legion is a very good game, and it's the opposite to the thing I'm going to talk about. So yeah, one of the things, and there's a couple of points, is how video game companies treat their customers, and I think it's an increasing problem, and it's a completely ridiculous problem that's only applicable to video games. And the problem is, and it's twofold. Number one is the premise that video game companies can release games, AAA games often, that are buggy and unfinished in many ways, not just buggy. Sometimes the content's not all there, sometimes they've not been properly fleshed out, sometimes they've just not been finished. This is like trying to make a news report, people keep walking in front of me. But that's London for you. Anyway, and it's wrong. Why should we accept as a gamer the fact that a game is released in a very poor state, needs loads of patches, sometimes they don't even get the patches, and is not ready? Because if you're paying the money for a game, and AAA games are expensive, and to be honest it doesn't really matter what the cost of the game, why should it be released in a non-finished state? If you were buying any other product, if you bought a PlayStation from Sony and it wasn't ready and you had to wait for them to send you new parts, as the norm, we wouldn't accept that. If you were buying a new TV and they had to send you new parts to make the screen work, we wouldn't accept that. If you were buying a car and they had to send you new parts for the engine because it didn't start properly and wouldn't run well, and that was the norm, we wouldn't accept that. Even if you bought a box of cornflakes and you got the box of cornflakes and half the cornflakes weren't there and you had to send off to get the rest, we wouldn't accept that. So why is that acceptable in gaming? And it is only in gaming where we do accept that, because there's no other industry where that is acceptable. Even the media, if you bought a movie, downloaded a movie from Amazon, for example, and you got it and the middle of the movie wasn't there, or it didn't play properly in general, that was the norm in Amazon, and they just sold movies that didn't download properly and didn't play well, or there was no ending, we wouldn't accept that. So why is that acceptable in gaming? And it shouldn't be acceptable in gaming. It shouldn't be acceptable with any product, and it shouldn't be acceptable in gaming. And it's gone on for a long time, and it's gradually getting progressively worse from what I see from other content creators, from what I see from other games, other reviews. It's an ongoing problem that's getting worse, because unfortunately once in life, with anybody, any company, any person, once people realise they can get away with something, they keep doing it. The second thing is the idea that gaming companies are thinking all the time how to scam extra money out of people. And I'm not talking about games that are scam games. I'm not talking about games that aren't real games, where someone's done a Kickstarter and made a game that's not a real game, or got money for a game that's never going to be made. I'm not talking about that. That's a whole different topic. I mean games where there's not a full game, and the only way you can finish the game is to get DLC, to get the extra character, or to get a certain ending. Those kind of games, it's become increasingly obvious to me that these games, get out of my way you, there's games that are made where they purposely make a game and then either make it so you would need to buy DLC to finish it, or they make games on purpose and then remove a part of the game so they can sell you it back as DLC. And those things are also wrong. And then you've got all the even more blatant things like monetization, in-store transactions, microtransactions, the fact that gaming companies often don't care if they lie to people, and they'll say, yes, you get this new DLC and that includes everything you'll ever need, and then it doesn't, which is again just lying, which is again, you wouldn't accept that from any other company. The fact that sometimes is even physical products from a game, you know, you can get this special glass, the special cup that's representative of a game, and actually it's meant to be made of crystal glass or bound leather, and when you get it, it's made of plastic. That's another scam, and why would we accept that, and why should we? And you know, gaming companies are no different from every company in the world, because they're there to make money. That's what they are. But every company, including car companies and TV companies and cornflake companies and every companies that make toasters, would like to make more money just by selling one product, but they can't, because there's no way they can do it. And like I said, you wouldn't pay for the plug on a toaster if it didn't come with it, because they didn't sell it with the toaster, because we wouldn't accept that. So all companies would like to monetize their product, but it would be unacceptable. And that's not they couldn't do it. You could sell a car without tyres and say, well, yeah, the tyres don't come with it because strictly speaking, they're not part of the car, so we're going to sell it to you separately. But they wouldn't do it, and people wouldn't accept it. So it shouldn't be acceptable in gaming. And in gaming, they've got a unique audience which they take advantage of, because almost unique to gaming, people want a specific game. It's not like any other thing where you might want a certain TV, but if the TV company was taking advantage of people, those TVs didn't work, you might get a different TV. The same with a box of cornflakes, the same with even with a PlayStation. If you decided that Sony's reputation for selling PlayStations was terrible, they always didn't work and they came half finished, you would probably get an Xbox, or you'd play on PC or whatever. But in gaming, they have a very specific market where people want to play a specific game. They care about the games they play, the genres they play, the series they play, and therefore people will end up still buying the product, and they know that, and they take advantage of that. And it's unfair in the extreme that gaming companies alone think they can do this. And also, and I don't play to win games, I don't play online games, I don't play PvP or multiplayer or anything like that, but I read often that these games where there's extra content you can buy, DLC, things in shops that are pay to win, and things like this, or DLC you get that is the only way you can properly finish the game, or characters you get that you can only get that help you finish the game. And that's not fair, because if you buy a game, often people save. You know, haven't all got money to throw around, and sometimes it's kids, sometimes it's adults who haven't, you know, they're using their limited budget to pay for a product, and the product they get should be inclusive. If you get DLC that is for future regions that are extra to the game, or cosmetics, that's fine. But when you buy a game, everything you need to play and finish that game should be in the game. And if it's a competitive online type of game, everything you need to compete at a fair level with other players should be in the game. You shouldn't be expected to pay out more, either to get content that finishes the game that you thought you bought, or content that helps you win, because if you don't get it, you can't win because other people are buying it who've got money to throw around. And it's not fair, and it's completely not fair. And like I said, no other industry, no other manufacturers, no other companies would be able to do this. And like I said, it's not that gaming companies have a monopoly on the fact they can. This all industries, there's a way you could think of not adding parts of your product and not finishing your product. You could sell movies, and even in physical copy, in DVD, Blu-ray, and you could not put the ending on. Or you could have a different ending that you sell separately when you download it, but we wouldn't accept that. So every kind of company, whether it's based on physical media, or whether it's based on media, or whether it's based on other products, nothing to do with media, has the possibility where they can not sell you a finished product and think of a way to charge extra, but they don't. Because although they'd like to make more money, it would be completely unacceptable. So why should we accept it from video game companies? And the more we accept it, and the more they think of ways to scam or lie or extort extra money for a base product that we've already bought, the more they're going to do it. And that's been shown over many years now, where it started and it's got worse and worse, and now buggy games that aren't ready for launch, games that aren't finished, games where there's content that you need to finish the game that are extra, all these things are normal in way too many games, and the longer it goes on, it will become a norm where it's actually just all games are like that, and we shouldn't accept that. And I get that everyone wants to play their certain game and they want to pay for the game even if it's got a problem, but at a certain point, number one, it's going to affect us because, you know, the games we get will be rubbish and buggy and not playable, and you'll need to pay extra money, and that's not good for us even if we want to play the game. And number two, at a certain point, we have to think of everybody in the market and the people that, you know, can't afford to spend extra money on games, or the people that have saved up to buy one game for, you know, their year because they haven't got money, and then that game is buggy and doesn't work, or that game needs DLC to actually finish the game, and we need to think about other people as well. Anyway, that's my thought. That's my video. As you can see, it's raining in London, as it always is almost. It's raining today, so it's very apt. But anyway, from Guessagaingaming, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and take care. Till next time.